Hey guys, welcome to TechTubeCentral. I'm continuing my series, and it's a two-part series because I don't want to make a super long video. In the last video, I taught you guys talked about basically how to make a website, and one of the options I talked about is WordPress. So in this video, I'm going to tell you all you need to know about WordPress, from installing it to getting themes, getting started, setting it up. The first thing you want to do is download WordPress, and you have to already have all your hosting set up. And once you do that, it's very simple to install WordPress, super easy to do. So I'm going to teach you two ways to install WordPress. The first way is the standard way. So you want to go to this website. I'll have the direct download link in the description. And once you do that, it will basically give you a zip folder. So let me just hit download. I want to save it. Hit OK. Great. So now I downloaded WordPress. I'm just going to open up my WordPress folder, and everything in my WordPress folder I want to upload to my website. So every file in here you want to upload to your website. Do not mess with these files. So I'm just going to extract them, and I actually set up a subdomain. So if you go to demo.techtubecentral.com, it won't be in search engines, but demo.techtubecentral.com is just an example, and this is going to extract all the contents of WordPress. So now that I have this set up, you can there's a few things you can do to upload this to your website. You can use an online FTP thing. So you'll log into your web host, you'll see upload files or upload to FTP, and you can upload them to your website. You can just right click, send to a zip folder, and then just upload and extract it on your website. But I'm just going to upload them directly to my website because I have it set up so I can just drag and drop files to the website. So just select all these files, and I'm just going to put them in the website folder. So this is going to upload it to demo.techtubecentral.com. I just took a second thought and realized that so many people are going to be asking me, how do I upload directly the files? So you'll see this. I just want to click it, hit go, and what this will do is let you upload your folder. So I can actually just upload a direct zip folder. So I'm actually going to upload the WordPress zipped folder. Great. Now I can just go ahead and reload, extract this. So extract. Your interface might look different depending on your web host. No, I don't want to download this again. Go in here. I'm just going to select all and move it. And I'm just going to hit move files because I don't want it there, and hit move files. Should move them. Now you can go ahead and delete this. There you go. Now when you refresh your website, you should get a WordPress error. Don't panic. You want to hit create a configuration file. You can edit this manually, but this is the best way to do it because it does it for you. So what you need to do now is create a database. A database allows you to connect with WordPress and is basically where information is stored. So like posts, usernames, passwords, things like that. Don't worry, passwords are encrypted. So I just need to make a new database. So first you need to make a database user. So I need to actually make a new database because I want to make a nice database. So sample, hit OK. Then you need to make a new user account. Then you need to add a user to the database. So sample goes to sample. Then you should get a box like this. Hit all privileges, make changes. That's probably the hardest part, is just creating the database. Now you need to put in all your database info. You should be able to get it from your web host. Majority of the time, when you do that and create a database, it's usually something like this. So tcstack underscore like that, something like that. Username the same, password is password123. Database host is usually localhost, but it may vary depending on your hosting provider. Then hit submit. You should get a good, alright Sparky, you made it through this part, so now I can install. Now you need to make a name, basically your website. So I'm just going to call this tutorial site. Username. This is new in WordPress 3.0. It's not WordPress 3.0 isn't that new. I'm just going to call this TechTube because I like it like that. Password, obviously that's a really bad password. Email admin@TechTubeCentral.com. Do check this if you don't want it to appear in search engine. Most people want that, but I don't, because this is just for a tutorial. There you go. Hit login. Very simple. You just installed WordPress. Now, WordPress is a blogging platform, and you can also make pages. That was pretty easy to install, but it might not be that easy to actually install yourself. What you can actually do is just use an auto installer, which most web hosts come with, and you can find something called Fantastico Deluxe, which is basically an auto installer. You can install lots of scripts like PHP and several others. Now, keep in mind that this video is going to be very long, so make sure you have lots of time to watch it. Okay, so here you have all the different things. We want to install WordPress, so let's just click that. New installation. Select the domain name you want to install it on. Just leave it blank. Same thing, you just pick a username. Alright, now you can just hit install WordPress. And it should give you the right permission to do it. Alright, now you can fully install it. I just didn't delete all the files. I thought I did, but apparently not. There you go, you just hit finish installation. And that's the other way to install WordPress, and there you go, it installed. Now you can go ahead and log in. My username is admin, password is just password. Why not? I don't really care about this website that much. Alright, so after you install WordPress, I mentioned 2 ways to install WordPress. I gave you 2 different ways. Now, I just want to go over some settings and a few things first. So the first thing is, WordPress is a constantly updated script. There's, just like any other piece of software, it gets updates. And how do you update it? Very similar to Firefox. You'll see a thing that says WordPress blah 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 is available. Please update now. How do you update it? Do you have to drag all those files up, back up everything on your site? No, you just hit please update now. That's all you have to do. Once you hit please update now, just hit update automatically. And then update it. That's how fast it is. Downloads it directly from the website, extracts it, and puts it on your website. So there you go. It auto installed for you. Very, very cool. Alright, so first thing we want to do when you make a WordPress site, or the first thing I like to do, is make a coming soon page, because you don't want people to view it, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is install a plugin called Under Construction. WordPress has plugins, so you can alternate what you have on your website. So I want to actually install just a very simple plugin, which is called Under Construction. And what this basically allows you to do is work on the website you are building, but however the rest of the world sees a different website. So I can just hit OK, but it's only 1 page, so you have to be willing to, only make it in a page. So what I like to do is just redirect it. So I'm just going to set this to redirect. So I'll go over plugins in a second, but I'm just going to install this. So and I'm going to actually modify this plugin. So why don't I just step back? Plugins are basically extensions for WordPress. Your website is powered by WordPress. However, it doesn't say anything about WordPress on your actual website besides this. This is part of your website, but it's only accessible to you with your username and password. So let's just say I want to install a new plugin. You go to plugins, you just click on plugins and hit add new. You can do a search. So I just want to find a nice under construction plugin. Search, because I did that kind of fast. I wanted to slow down a little bit. Install now. Do I want to install? Yes. There you go. It installs the plugin for you. Plugins do certain things. That gives you screenshots. What this particular plugin does is shows you a sample. Basically, it allows you to build a website while you work on your own, which I already mentioned. Oh, right. Here we go. So, editor. I actually want to modify my plugin because I wanted to redirect. So I'm just this is not teaching you how to use WordPress. This is something I just prefer to do. Under construction, select default message. I'm just gonna code something really quickly. So PHP header location let's just have this redirect to my YouTube channel, or just my main website. And if you're wondering what this means, I'll have tutorials on PHP later. Okay, so there you go, just hit save. This isn't just me teaching you how to do WordPress. That's something you want to do. You want to build a website. You can go under construction settings, and then you want to make sure it's on. You can display your own web page, so you can just put in some HTML there. But I wanted to use PHP to have it redirect. So I'm just going to do the default message because I edited the default message. Alright, and there we go. So here is what your website will look like. It's very boring and basic, not much to do. You're gonna go, wow, this is a cool website I'm making. No, they have a nice, cool navigation bar. On some themes, I'll cover that later, but now you want to pick out a nice theme and probably change some settings. So let's go into settings. Another thing I like to do when I first do an install of WordPress is just delete their default posts. So I can just delete that. I can delete their pages and their posts because you really don't need them. Just click trash and you can delete it. So that just really is the first thing to do. Just hit trash. It's very easy to navigate between WordPress. So then I want to actually just delete the page also because I don't want their default blah 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 welcome to WordPress, delete. But those can be helpful if you want to know how to use WordPress. Alright, there you go. So themes, let's talk about themes and general settings. So let's start with settings. So you want to collapse this menu and go to general. You can just hit general, it'll jump to general settings. Here is the web address. Do not mess with these. You can add a tagline here or change your website name. Put an email address. You want people to be able to register for your site, so if you want people to register, make comments without having to type in their email all the time. Alright, then let's move on. So anyone can register. I just do that. Why not? You can change the time zone you're in. So I'm just going to leave it by default. I don't really care. Change it to Sunday, please. Please. I hate when people don't put it on Sunday. I don't get why they do that. It probably has to do with some foreign thing. Okay. Writing, there's not a lot of settings. You can just go through these. Basically, this one just is some advanced settings that you probably won't care about. You can actually set up a mail server. So basically, if you send an email to this email address, it'll post to the website. You just put in your username and password. Send a post to it. There you go. It'll publish to your website. You can find other plugins to do that as well. So some reading options. I always like to do summary. So in a feed, it's not on your actual website. You actually have to get a plugin to just show part of it, which I'll cover some of my favorite plugins in another TechTubeCentral video. This is just going to be how to do basic things in WordPress in the install, because I'm already at how many minutes now? I'm already 13 minutes in, and I don't want this to be like an hour and a half tutorial. Alright, here we go. Here's some advanced options. Avatars. Okay, let's talk about avatars for a second. Just close that. Avatars on WordPress are very cool because in comment field, some themes, it depends on the theme, will have a place for an avatar or a photo of the person, basically. And some themes will also have it for under posts. You can write a bio, and these bios have an avatar. So how do you set an avatar? You go to this website, gravatar.com. If you already have a Gravatar, you're already set. You just need to make sure you set your email to that. So the way Gravatar works is you sign up for an account just via email. You upload a picture, and there you go, it's set. And the cool thing about Gravatar is you upload it once, and tons of websites, if you type in that email address, it'll automatically grab that photo from Gravatar and display it as your profile picture, which is very cool. So that's how avatars work. Then you can move on to media settings. So if you have, let's say, multiple writers for the site, because you can do that. You can have other people post on your website, make pages and things like that. You can change their allowed sizes of things. You can change the max file size and things like that. If you want, by default, WordPress you have your website.com/wp-content/uploads, and it stores all those images there, and that's a very long address. But you actually can create a directory on your website, and what this directory has is all the photos. So there you can move on to that. Privacy is just if you said you wanted to make it appear on search engines and you don't anymore, you can change that, or vice versa. Okay, permalinks. Very, very important, because there are so many people that don't use permalinks, and it just annoys me. It does. By default, your website will have links like yourwebsite.com/?p equals blah blah blah, or really long URLs. This is very frustrating, and it's bad for search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is basically something that controls your website. Or it doesn't control your website. It's what Google uses to determine your info. SEO is basically, I probably should do a video on this, but real quickly, SEO stands for search engine optimization. Basically, it's keywords and descriptions and titles on YouTube, but that's an example of metadata, which is attached to our actual video file. Meta tags are very similar as they are attached to a website, and I will cover this in a future video of meta tags. And I know someone months and months ago asked me to do a video on meta tags for WordPress, so I will get to you, I promise. I think it was Richard, I'm not sure. Alright, here we go. Tools are very important as well. Here you just have some interesting tools you can import and export from other platforms. So let's say you have a blogger site and you want to import your posts to something like WordPress. You can actually import from Blogger, Browgirl, LiveJournal, Typepad, major ones. I'm sure you can find a plugin even for Tumblr if you use Tumblr. Okay, let's move on to users. Users are things that are very important on your website. As you can see, I have this logo, and what I'm just going to show you. It's magical. No, it's not magical. Here you can create new users and things like that. So if you have your site, right, so people who can't register but you want to create an account for something, you can do that here. So here you go. I'm just going to change the avatar, so admin. I just didn't want to do that upon sign up. Here's that bio I was talking about. That's only used in some themes, or you can change your password. So there you go. You just updated your user account. You can change the color of your display. So I like the blue WordPress because it just looks a lot nicer and cleaner. There are plugins that can modify the dashboard, which is what you're in now. Okay, sorry about the phone ring. Where was it? Oh, yes. So you can put in your name and things like that, and it varies by theme, and it changed. So it looks nice in blue. You can change people's roles. Roles are very important because subscribers can view posts. I'll have so much details I should have covered. This is a basic overview of WordPress. I know it's like a really long video, this video, but I'll just go over it real quickly. Subscribers can only view videos. Computers contribute posts, but they have to be approved. Author can make posts, things like that. Editor, I'm not completely sure. Administrator can control the entire site. Editor just makes and can edit other people's posts. Authors can only make their own posts, and edit their own. Contributor can contribute their post and submit it, and then they can't edit it after that. And subscribers are basically just people that are viewing your website. So if you don't want to have people log, you want people to just log in versus typing their email to comment on a post, people can do that. I am sorry if I'm talking really fast, but we need to keep this video short. Plugins, let's just talk about plugins real quick because we're moving on to the good stuff, which is changing the themes because I hate the default theme. So plugins, here you go. Plugins are basically open source things that people can write, and there are so many. You can get a plugin that will auto tweet the post, which I told you I'd cover a video of my favorite plugins. And basically, there are plugins for things like automatically posting for Twitter, for people to tweet your posts, log in via Facebook, OpenID, polls, things like that. But you know, there are just so many. You can get a plugin directly from your website and install it as I showed you before. If you got a plugin not from WordPress.org or from searching, because WordPress.org and your website are connected. So if you go to WordPress.org/extend/plugin, you can search for different plugins. You can see people's ratings and things like that, and then you can come back here, search for it, and install it. Or if you get it from a third-party website, you can just upload the zip folder for it, and it will extract and make the folder and everything. And that's a lot of plugins. Majority of the plugins are actually you can search for. So someone says, "Oh, I really like this plugin," you can get it. Okay. So moving on to themes and widgets. Before I move on to themes, widgets are things on the sidebars of your website. So I'll show you what I mean. And some widgets are plugins because there are two types. There's functionalities, plugins, and then there's also widgets, which are also a functionality. Widgets are things on the side, just like you thought they would be. Like, you see right there how there's a sidebar that says recent comments archives and meta. These are widgets. A widget, how can I describe it? It's a functionality on the sidebar. So a plugin on the sidebar. So if I have a poll on the sidebar, I can do that and install a widget. It's kind of complicated, but I'll just show you really quickly. So here I have all the default ones. I don't like all these. Search, delete all of them. Just get rid of them all. And these are all different widgets. So get rid of them. Okay, there we go. So let's just say I want to have a widget that says send me an email. Then I can make a link that sends someone an email. So I'm just going to set this to email me when you click it. Click to email me. This is HTML, by the way. And then just hit OK, save. And I'll show you what a widget is. Refresh. Send me an email. Click to send me an email. Basic HTML. Covered in on my MicroTech tutorial channel. You may be saying, why are you putting a tutorial on TechTubeCentral? I thought you weren't going to do that, but this is such a long video. I don't have partnership on that account, and I don't have the time limit extension, so I have to do it on this account. Granted, I could do it in parts, but I don't want to. Themes. Let's get into themes. I'm going to install a very cool themes. Themes are the most complex, probably the most annoying part of your website. The reason being is there's so many to choose from. You can make your own. You don't have to get them from WordPress. There are third-party sites that let you get them. I'm just going to use, for the sake of this video, a theme that I'm going to find. So I like the color black, blue, gray, dark, silver. I like these colors. So you can search by that. I want 2-column, right sidebar, things like that. Okay, and then I can search. And it'll show some themes that match that result. But I actually wanted 1 column because the sidebar counts as a different one. So you can actually search for themes, or if you know a cool theme, you can do that as well. So it keeps on wanting me to do that one theme for some reason. I'll just decheck these. And let's just find a theme. Loading. Here you have some cool themes. Okay, so these match the results. And I like these themes. They're pretty good, but you might not want one of these themes because you can just hit preview and it'll preview it. And it'll give you a preview of what your website will look like. Very, very nice indeed. So I'm just going to hit install. And there are so many different places you can get themes from. You can get them from, I don't want to give that one away. You just search WordPress themes and you can get so many. And then you just want to hit activate. And there you go. You just activated your theme. Alrighty. So, here, some themes come with options, which I'm not going to talk about options really because I would go on forever. You can change the color theme. This is only for this particular theme. So, red, I like that. Disable footer. You can change different settings, and it seriously depends. This theme is stupid. They should have just grabbed the About Me from what you already put, but they don't want to do that. So basically, you have a nice theme. You could have uploaded one if you found one somewhere else, or you made your own. There you go. You have a nice theme, and you have your footer. There you go. At the top, you have your different pages. You have a navigation bar where you can go to the dashboard. Add a new page, a new post, moderate comment, and change the appearance, which is very nice. All themes and all parts of WordPress have that, so I'm not going to talk about that. But let's talk about pages, media posts, and all the rich data of what you're putting on your website. But like I said, I wanted to talk about permalinks because I hate the default permalink structure. This is the best one in my opinion. /blog/ %site post name. I believe that is it. Let me just check here. Yep, that is it. There we go. Hit save. And it'll make the links really, really pretty. I just want to make an about page. I don't want to make an about page, sorry. I actually just want to make a page called YouTube, which I'll have redirect to my YouTube. So, YouTube. And just hit publish. You can put some visual things here. You can insert very cool things such as media like videos. You can put some HTML if you click the HTML tag. You can center things. You have a very nice basic interface, but some themes you might want to add a custom field. Some themes require custom fields for thumbnails and things like that. You can change the author by viewing the author. So if you have multiple authors, you can just change it right there. And I'm just going to hit publish. Obviously, nothing is going to appear on this page only because this is just a pure blank page for the sake of keeping time short, which this video is not short at all. There you go. You have a nice page, but you want to disable comments on pages. All right. It depends on the theme, on how the disable pages. Comments. You can actually get a plugin to do this, which I highly recommend you do. I told you I'd go over plugins in a future video. So default template, I'm just going to hit update. So this video is actually a request, so if people are actually still watching this, props to you. You must really love WordPress. This button will be draft. Same thing goes with pages and posts. Posts are very cool. You can actually make categories for your website, so featured, blog, things like that. So let's just make one called vlog. I don't know, featured, sample, video, things like that. Okay, there you go. So now you're ready to actually make your post, your very first post. But you might want to insert some media into this to make it a richer experience. So let's just do that. You can insert it directly, but if you want to use their media uploader, you can go here and it'll open a new window where you can just select a file to upload. Here, sometimes you can get actually a featured image depending on your theme. Upload one. Post tags, like I talked about, metadata is very important. So, sample, post. And if you're not on Google, this really doesn't matter besides searching your website itself. So this is a sample post. I know I just deleted that post, but... And then there's the categories you made. Featured and things like that. Video. And you can just add some gibberish. Scroll up here. You can show. So it's just, if you want to focus on the post, you can do that. Oh, that is cool. I did not know you could do that, actually. Anyways, now my whole thing is messed up, but it should be down below. I just want to publish this because there you go. I just wanted to publish the post. Okay, let's talk about pages for a little bit because pages are a very important part of your website. And then we'll talk about comments, and then that'll be this video, I believe, because I know this is a ridiculously long video. It's been 30 minutes. It's gonna take forever to upload this. Alright, so post tags, which we already made some tags. Just show some you can make some tags. Categories, we already talked about. Permalinks, we already talked about. Let's make a page, because I'm going to talk about page orders. So page ordering in WordPress is crucial. So contact, I just want to make a contact page, because contact pages are important because you want people to be able to contact you. And redirects is actually a plugin. I know there's in contact forms. The main purpose of WordPress is to make a blog with some pages with some text on it. You really need a lot of plugins to make an awesome website, which is why I'm doing a video on that. So it probably won't be as long as this video though. Right. Let's just go on. Page order. So what you want to do is actually go under appearance, then menus, and like I said, WordPress is super easy to use and not confusing. So let's just create a menu. There we go. You can add pages and categories and things to your theme. So contact pages, and I just want sample, just to give you an example. Add to menu, add to menu. You can rearrange it, so if I want contact and sample on YouTube, I can do that. And or if I wanted to make a sub page or something like that, you can do that. So then you hit save menu. And then let's preview your website you built. It displays your post. A very basic website, obviously, because this theme isn't very good. I just picked it randomly, but you can do that better. At the top you have home, YouTube, contact, and then below it has sample and video. That's just because it's this theme. If there's just one navigation bar, which most themes don't have, they mainly have two, but there are some that have just one. You can do that. So clicking on video just sorts every post by video. So as you can see, you have this nice permalink. Yes. YouTube, you click it, yourwebsite.com/YouTube, contact. Very cool. Very easy to do. You don't need to code anything. You don't need to know any coding whatsoever. I do recommend HTML and PHP that you know that, just because it makes WordPress sites way better just knowing it. And that is your tutorial. I rearranged the page order for you, put it in place, and taught you how to make posts, edit everything, install it, and there you go. You're good to go. That's how you install WordPress on your website. Make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe, and no reviewer. I hope you're happy that I made this video, because this one was made specifically for you. I spent practically an hour making it. No, I don't feel that. I wanted to make it anyways. Thank you guys for watching this long video. I'll see you guys in another TechTubeCentral video. Peace.